All right, our next topic is point-slope form. This is a pretty short one. Point-slope form is just another formula for the equation of a line, which is very easy to write when you know two things: the slope and a point on the line. Point-slope form. Really easy when you have point and a slope. Point-slope form is this right here: y minus y1 equals m parentheses x minus x1. Okay, where y1 is your y coordinate from your point, m is your slope, and x1 is your x coordinate from your point. All right, let's take a look at a couple examples to see how this works. So in these first two questions, all we are doing is using the point and the slope given to write an equation in point-slope form. So there's a reminder right there in the corner of what point-slope form is. I'm going to go ahead and highlight so we can see where all the pieces are coming from. We have our slope given to us as m, in this case 1/4, and then we have a point that is written x1, y1. So if we were writing this equation in point-slope form, I'm just copying right here. We would have y minus y1, our y coordinate, y minus 3 equals m, our slope, in this case 1/4, and then in parentheses x minus x1, our x coordinate, in this case 8, and close our parentheses, and that is it. That is point-slope form right there. Y minus y1 equals m, x minus x1. All right, let's do it one more time. It gets a little trickier when you have negatives. Let's try this out. Again, labeling everything we have. We have an x coordinate. We have a y coordinate. And we have our slope given to us as m. Okay, our point x1 and y1 and our m. So, using this equation right here in point-slope form, we have y minus our y1, in this case 12, equals m, our slope, in this case -2. And then in parentheses, we have x minus x1, in this case -6. So we do need to keep that negative sign there. That negative sign does matter. It's x minus x1, x minus a -6. But you will not see the answer written like this on a test. Instead, you need to recognize that when you are subtracting a negative, that is the same thing as adding. If you see those two negative signs together, you can go ahead and turn that double negative into a big positive sign. So instead of y minus 12 equals -2 parentheses x minus -6, you will see y minus 12 equals -2 x plus 6. And it is worth noting that both of these points have changed signs here. We went from -6 to +6. We went from 12 to -12 right there. So what if you were given an equation written in point-slope form? Y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. And you were asked to graph it. I would recommend going ahead and opening Desmos. Okay, I will do so right here. And using Desmos to graph. Okay, Desmos cannot handle this small piece right here, this y minus 5. Desmos needs it to say y equals. So, to make that say y equals, we just need to move over this negative 5 right here. Whenever you are moving things over to the other side of the equation, you need to go ahead and do the opposite operation. So in this case, it says minus 5. We are going to add 5 to both sides of the equation, rewriting so that we can have y equals something. And I will get y equals 1/3 x minus 3 plus 5. Okay, that negative 5 and that plus 5 made 0. And then I just left the whole right side alone. And I can go ahead and type this into Desmos now. Y equals 1/3. And then in parentheses, x minus 3 plus 5. And now that Desmos has graphed this for me, I can go ahead and find some nice, perfect, pretty points. I see one right here at 0, 4. And I see one over here at negative 3, 3. And one over here at negative 6, 2. I can connect the dots. And there's my graph. I want to write out this step one more time, making it say y equals. Okay, so we had y minus 5 equals 1/3 x minus 3. In order to make this say y equals, I need to get rid of whatever is next to y. In this case, it said minus 5. In order to move it to the other side, I need to use an inverse operation. This said minus 5, so I need to do the opposite and add 5 to both sides of the equal sign. Rewriting, I had y. This negative 5 plus 5 made 0. Equals, everything else stayed the same, 1/3 x minus 3. And we went ahead and tacked on this plus 5. And we typed that into Desmos and graphed. That's where I got this from.